Hello everyone and welcome to TGPF2 Round 3 Monaco, the track that every driver wants to win. Tonight I'm joined again by Dom Smith. How are you, Dom?
Good evening, Jack. I am very well, thank you.
I am definitely looking forward to tonight. No soft cop
Should be a good
tonight.
night.
No softy tonight, so the win is anybody's, I think.
Well, championship leader Softy has a healthy advantage, 35 points clear of closest challenger Dan, but Softy is missing the feature race, and it is Monaco, which means if he gets back for the sprint race, he's going to be starting from the back of the grid, so places to gain up in a busy field.
So who is the favourite now then? I believe Aiden, Daneman or maybe Martin from last week could be three to watch out for today, but we're away for qualifying, one shot obviously. Who is favourite for pole, do you think, Dom?
To be fair, absolutely anyone's. We've seen in Spain, I think it was Dan, Martin, Aiden changing corner by corner for the battle for second, third and fourth for that race. Khalifa, Knighton looking good. Phil's here for the first race this time. I think Dan the man has to be the one to watch. He's normally quite good around here. Monaco, a place he enjoys.
Phil seems to be taking an early lead in the first part of the lap as we come to the slowest corner on the calendar, 27 miles an hour.
I'm told it's first gear too.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Too right. Phil's looking good, isn't he?
Yeah, Phil has been in control for the whole lap as he comes to the chicane. Reminds me from Wednesday going through that tunnel, Dom.
Very tricky circuit this one. Yeah, incidents can happen. They're overtaken. Probably not likely to see in the tunnel, but you know, Monaco is one of those circuits.
And Johners has retired.
Johners retired. Ooh.
And I think Dan's actually going to steal this in the last sector from Phil.
Second in the championship, down the man, looking
Senna
very good to take his
as well.
first pole. Unless Phil can do something in the final corner, the final home stretch, it's going to be Dan. It is Dan.
By 5/10 takes pole position.
That's 4 crucial points in his championship hopes. Now just 31 behind Softy.
Bad news for Luca as well, disqualified, which means he will start last. Not the greatest place to start at Monaco.
Well, it's a tasty grid, that's for sure. Dan and Phil on the front row, you can see the gaps. Dan the man really setting some pace around here. Khalifa and Knighton will be happy with the second row. Aiden 5th, Owen 6th. Martin, who I predict to be a real favourite around here, seems to have short that lap. He starts 7th. Inverness, Jack and Rover Jeep rounding out the top 10.
Carlin will be pretty disappointed today. Both drivers disqualified. Around Monaco, you'd think that'd be one of the easier tracks to keep it on the limits, but obviously not.
Apparently not. Just a reminder of the format. Of course, it's a one-shot qualifying. We go straight into a feature race, which I believe is 21 laps, so more laps than a usual 25% race in F1.
A long time.
And of course, we go straight. It is straight into the sprint race straight after that. But it's dry skies here, a dry race. I think the drivers will be pretty thankful of that. These cars are tricky enough to drive in the dry, let alone the wet.
A lot of them were saying they were desperate to keep it dry today. Hopefully it stays dry so we'll have some good racing. We don't want it to be last man standing.
Otherwise Rebel Kim might take the win.
Yes, Rebel Kim for the win. Here we go.
Go on, Kim.
Go on, Kim. But Khalifa and Speed Knighton, if they can get a good run into turn 1, this could be good. Khalifa was quite good last week as well, pretty fast. Had a good battle, I remember. Kind of held up his teammate in the second race though.
Lots of great battles last time in Spain, wasn't there? I'm not sure we're going to see as much changing each corner here around here, but should be some good battles still.
We have 5 red lights. They're on for an age here, and away we go. Red Bull Kim's jumped to start. There we go. Daneman leads into turn 1. It's a good start from him. Robo Jeep has gained a lot of positions as Aiden goes down. Phil and Khalifa are side by side going up to Casino Square. Phil will lead. Sorry, will be second. There's a yellow flag. And Dan leads.
So Rebel
Phil.
Kim, disastrous start, jumping
there's
the start, but he's
contact.
back at the field and there's contact, and I think it's Khalifa, 5th position now.
Khalifa's got no front wing.
I'm not sure if he tagged the back of his teammate, but that's a disaster.
And will he box? Because it won't count until lap 3. Will he box?
It's a tricky call to make, isn't it? You don't want to be pitting this time round because then you've got to pit again. Of course, all drivers have to pit at least once, but that man who's not cannot be in the first 3 laps. Robo Jeep up to 3rd position from 10th on the grid.
Great start. Dan leads from Phil, from Robo Jeep, from Aiden. Khalifa has got back up to 5th, so it must not be that bad, the damage. Owen has got a 3-second time penalty after cutting the corner. Aiden right on the back of Robo Jeep. Can he get the move into Raskas or get a good run for turn 1?
Aiden knows he needs to get this place pretty quickly if he wants to challenge the front 2 of Dan and Phil to stay with the gap, maybe try an undercut attempt. But Robo Jeep, I suspect he may have also jumped the start, and indeed he dives into the pits. I think that's a drive through for jumping the start. You don't gain 7 places at Monaco on the opening lap. Yeah,
that was a bit weird. And Aiden has some clear air to try and catch Phil now. And Owen is all over the back of Khalifa. Going, maybe I move up into Casino Square. He's right up. He's basically pushing him through the S section. He's going down the inside. Oh, he pulls out of it. But there he is.
Still going to go for it, I think, though. Khalifa carrying damage. It's helpless as Owen goes through.
Owen will get that move done and dusted. Inverness
One to watch out in this race. Apologies to interrupt, there has to be the driver that finishes 8th. Of course, they will start the sprint race from pole position. So at the moment, Johners would start the sprint race from pole, and Monaco is the one place you want to be at the front.
Inverness fan currently all over the back of Martin. Can he maybe get a move down? Oh, he's a bit too far back actually for the chicane. But Dan starting to build a gap at the front here as he comes round the 3rd sector. He has broken the DRS gap.
Phil's keeping him honest, but as you said, down the mountain starting to pull slightly further ahead. The gap at 9 tenths now.
There's no one actually, no one really close.
I'm keeping an eye on Inverness in 7th, as you mentioned before. Down the mountain with another fastest lap of the race.
Johners is catching him.
Slightly slower.
Khalifa is in the pits. He is changing his front wing now, as it will count, so he must not be able to handle that.
Yeah, of course, a shame. Tyrone not as big here around Monaco, so I don't suspect he will be in the pits again unless that doesn't fall in the first 3 laps. I can see action in the background. I think it's Luca and Jonas. 7th and 8th.
Contact, and Jack's in the wall. He's got no front. He's got half a front wing. Luca's also with half a front wing. So they'll both
flying in the air.
Yeah, they'll both be boxing. And Inverness fan, sorry, Johners down the inside. Not quite. Inverness fan defends well. I love the engine sounds of the F2 cars. It's so good compared to
They do sound good, don't they?
So much better than Formula 1.
Pretty beautiful. Keep an eye on Khalifa, now behind Red Bull Kim. Of course, Kim having made a drive through for the jump start, and Khalifa easily through into P12. Nice move, but Luca on Jonas, the gap still at 4 tenths. So, of course, Jack behind him, dropping back a bit now with some damage. But Phil, crucially, has a 3-second time penalty, which is music to the ears of Dan the Man, I'm sure.
Oh, Dan the Man almost put it in the wall coming out of Raskas there. That was a pretty scary exit. That wouldn't have been nice. Inverness fan though, 8-9 tenths back. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with Martin. I think Martin's pace, and he's in the wall.
Jonas goes through.
He's in the wall.
Alistair went wide, and Jonas was like, "Thank you very much," taking the position off him and up to P6. 7 places gained for Jonas.
Pearson pits, but Alistair had no end plate there, and then he's hit the wall and now has 2 end plates missing. So maybe he's had damage off his start, and he's struggling. He is struggling a bit. Alistair is going to have to pit this lap as Luca is all over the back coming up into Casino Square. My camera angle is atrocious on this.
I'm looking from the onboard of Luca, and he is all over Alistair, trying to find the space to get through. You can see how impatient he's getting. He wants to get through. Is he going to try and move here? Oh, risky. But they don't make contact. No, and for now, Alistair remains ahead.
I wonder if Luca will change his wing. He's missing the right end plate there.
I think it's probably worth it around Monaco. You don't want to risk going a bit wide on the steer into the barriers as Jack gets a 5-second penalty.
That's 8 seconds worth of penalties already.
This will be a chance for Luca. Into the chicane. If Inverness fan struggles around the tunnel, which he does appear to be doing, if he raced a little earlier, Luca might go for the dive bomb.
Oh, he almost went for it. He almost went for it. Almost. Risky racer has a penalty.
Still 8th position. You can see Jonas pulling away in the distance now. 2 seconds clear of Inverness fan in just a lap.
Surely
so
he has to pit this lap.
So the difference you can see from the damage. Will Alistair choose to pit, as you mentioned?
Surely, but I would think so. Aiden is dropping back dramatically from Phil as well. He doesn't, he stays out. If Luca can't get past, then this could really affect his race. Will Alistair go defensive? No, I think Luca's going to get the move down into turn 1 as he goes wide, he's out the Grand Prix! Will that be a safety car?
I didn't see that, I didn't see that. I'm not sure what happened there, but that's not what Luca needed.
He went straight on at turn 1. You would think that would be a safety car. That is a really dangerous place, but Codemasters, Khalifa gets the fastest lap. He is parked in a pretty dangerous place. I'm on board with Dan to see if the car will still be there. But you'd at least a virtual safety car. You think it'd be more than a yellow flag.
Well, Risky Racer now moving up the field himself is right behind Alistair. Alistair struggling in that car. You can see the front wing is pretty much all gone, and Alistair now surely has to pit soon because he's losing time. So much time for staying out. And Risky Racer now right on his tail. 4 seconds the gap from Alistair to Johners. It's only getting ever bigger. Yellow flag in sector 2.
Sector 2, yeah. I believe that's Red Bull Kim, though I don't believe that's...
Ah.
Oh, Inverness 3 second I don't think he actually cut that corner. I'm on board with Risky, and it didn't look like he cut that corner, to be fair. I think that's a bit harsh, that one.
Alistair going wide again. He's really struggling. He stays out there. He's not pitting.
And most importantly, look at RoboJeep, who had a drive-through penalty, didn't he? From the start. He is right on the back.
Up to 9th.
Jack Pearson a 3-second penalty.
That's of course reverse pole.
Yeah. Is it worth Risky, obviously, is it worth overtaking Alistair and coming 7th when you could be on pole for the next race?
Well, I think we might see a few games going on at the end. Drivers may want to finish 8th position as opposed to 7th or 6th. There's a yellow flag ahead. What's happened here?
Round the outside goes Risky Racer. He's got him.
A stunning move.
A lovely move.
Fantastic.
It was a lot like Owen's move. Jack must have had damage again. He's boxed again, so Jack must have had more damage there. But look at Dan, the man soaring away in the lead. Lovely chopper cam as he goes past the swimming pool. Lovely chopper cam there. And obviously it's pretty much 5.5 because he has a 5-second penalty. And Martin has got a penalty as well, which means Johners is basically in 5th if he can stay that close. He's only 7 tips back though. This could be the next battle. Johners versus Martin.
I'm surprised that Alistair is sticking with Risky.
Yeah,
maybe Risky's picked up some damage himself, and RoboJeep on the tail of the two of them.
RoboJeep's got a penalty there for cutting. Martin pits. So Martin boxes, allowing Johners some clean air to try and catch Owen.
Where will Martin rejoin? Will he be in traffic? He won't want to be behind this trio of Risky.
I think he will. He is going to be.
He's still on the pit stop. It's a long pit stop, of course, in F2.
He's got to be behind Khalifa as well, actually. So
he should still be ahead of Knighton now, so he will have some sort of clean air.
With RoboJeep going into Casino Square. RoboJeep is running against the wall, and I think, I'm not sure about that overtake. He was time trailing it across the wall, but Alistair is down into 8th. Wasn't the nicest move, if you ask me, to be fair. But he has got no end plates.
I think Risky Racer must have damage. You can see he's struggling so much now. He was flying, but as soon as he got past Alistair, whatever happens, that car now is struggling. And look at him going wide, RoboJeep all over him.
He's not got any damage. I just think he's struggling because I can't see it on the front wing. It looks fine, but he must be struggling because RoboJeep does have damage and is catching rapidly.
It's looking very good here. The top 8 still yet to make that stop. Still 13 laps to go in this race. A long way to go.
Aiden boxes. Aiden is in the pits as Owen will take third position. Risky Racer has another penalty, or it might be his first one. I'm not quite sure. Aiden is stuck in the pits, I believe. That was a very long stop, actually. He was stuck there for a long time doing nothing. Risky Racer, RoboJeep and Inverness Fan all box. But Aiden was stuck in that pits for a very, very long time. I wonder, maybe he has a 5-second penalty there. He does come out ahead. Oh, here comes Martin. They're a lot closer. The gap was 3.5 and it is now 7 tenths. Aiden must have been held in the pits there. Because
Martin sits 3 points ahead of Aiden in the championship. Third and fourth overall, these two at the moment. They will go level. Martin will want to get through.
Importantly, Speed Knighton has come out behind Risky but ahead of Robo Jeep and Inverness Farm. And I believe he's pit as well. Yes, he has pit.
So Dan and Phil pit from the front. Dan's buffer was 3 seconds, so should still come out ahead along with the team. Don't make a mistake. Look at this, the pit stops, only one man on each tyre. They changed themselves on to the red striped tyres. And Dan the man should rejoin.
Ooh, that was a very late
Phil almost someone jumping him. I don't know how that happened. Dan had a nice healthy buffer.
Dan
the gap down to 7 tenths.
He must have missed the X button there. But,
Johners now takes the pair of them. Owen leads this race.
Still
to
stop
make a stop.
the front two though. Aiden has come out behind Khalifa.
So then,
if Khalifa goes to the end of the race,
in a net P3,
and they do have a buffer, there is a car in between them. It's Red Bull Kim, so I think Aiden can just drive through him, obviously, without having to worry about crashing. But yeah, that could be important in the final decision, because I don't believe Khalifa would have to stop again.
Yeah, I think Khalifa's made his stop. I'm not quite sure if it's the third lap or after the third lap. If it's after the third lap, then Khalifa made it at the start of the third lap, or maybe it was the end of the second, so maybe he didn't. Maybe he will have to stop again. Which would be a disaster if it is.
I think it was third going on to fourth that he did box.
Okay, so it may be enough then, Khalifa, and if so, he's looking good for a podium.
He has got a big gap actually, he's the whole chicane. Oh, he's out, Aiden's out! Oh, he spun it! Oh, he spun!
Oh, disaster!
He's been overtaken by Martin.
Takes over P6!
I just called that.
Getting it all wrong at the chicane, and he drops down to 7th, and does he have damage? That's the last thing he needed. It was looking so well for him.
Not damage, it was the left rear caught.
Oh, very fortunate.
His left rear caught.
And Dan the man is just 2 tenths off Johners. Johners yet to make a stop. Second and third, really net one for Dan. Johners will be in soon. Johners goes wide and Dan goes through, and it's an easy position for Dan. And hopefully now for him, Johners will hold up Phil. They're not teammates, but they are friends. Will Phil find it as easy to get through on Johners?
Does that say something though about the pace? That Johners was in fourth before these guys pit, and Dan's just overtaken him? And Johners is still yet to make a stop.
You can see how much Johners is struggling on these tyres. Will Phil go for it on the inside? He thought about it.
He was trying.
Hesitation from both drivers.
Down the tunnel.
The tunnel is not where you want to overtake, Jack.
It's Jack and Dom down the inside again.
This time, no contact.
Phil gets through. So maybe, I think the F1 cars must be bigger if we
Aiden
made
on
contact.
Martin. And he's retaken him. Stunning move at the hairpin.
Yeah, that is
I think you may have missed it, but Aiden has just taken P6 back off Martin up the inside of the hairpin. Fantastic stuff. Maybe Martin was caught a bit sleeping there, and Aiden takes the position and 2 extra championship points.
Do you know what, Dom? I think if Owen pit this lap, he would come out ahead of Aiden. He doesn't.
Well, Owen's done a very quiet drive, very solid drive up at the front, and I think you're right. I think he would come in a net P5.
I think if he
close to Khalifa as well.
Yeah, Owen could come out ahead. Khalifa boxes again, so Khalifa is not in the running for this race. So Owen is a net P3, I believe.
Well, I think it's going to be... yes, you're right. Sorry, a net P3. I'd forgotten that Johners hadn't actually stopped yet. So Owen looking very good for a podium here at Monaco. I told you, it's a circuit he enjoys.
Owen could be on for that podium position. With Phil, obviously, he's got a 3-second penalty, so if he can get close to Phil, he could come second.
Well, as predicted, Khalifa had not made his stop in the mandatory time, so he has had to come in again. He's gone back out on new red striped tyres. He'll be down in P9, very close between him and Alistair. I think Alistair might actually just take the position, and he does, Alistair.
He's got him.
Into P9. They'll be very close, but Alistair does take it. And RoboJeep, crucially, in that 8th place, which is reverse pole for the next one.
He's not that far ahead, though, of... Alistair.
Very close, isn't it? I think Khalifa is still The closest battle on track, him on Alistair, 9th and 10th. These two fine could help RoboJeep with a bit of breathing space, because of course Khalifa now on much quicker and fresher tyres to the end of the race.
Yeah, Khalifa, you'd think would get this move done within the time. Dan the man goes fastest. I think if Owen is going to come out ahead of Aiden, as Aiden has clean air, he needs to box this lap, which he hasn't. He's in the casino section. He is going extremely long on these softs, and I do not think he will be fast enough unless he boxes soon to be ahead of Aiden.
I suspect Owen will come in this time round. If not this lap, then it will be the next one, surely. Owen looking very nice at the front. Of course, he still has to pit. He will come out, we think, in 3rd position, but it's going to be very close between him and Aiden. Aiden, 18 seconds back from Jonas. Will Jonas come out just behind him, in fact? Yeah. Where will Jonas rejoin when he makes his stop?
Jonas needs to box this lap. He has lost 6.5 seconds in a sector to fill, so them tyres are clearly done. But here comes Khalifa down the inside of turn 1. Oh, contact with him and Alistair. But Alistair manages to keep it out the wall, and Khalifa,
Khalifa almost nice. Losing. The backhand went on him.
We were on board with him there. That was very uncomfortable seeing the driver's steering wheel move left to right very fast.
Owen on the 12th lap stays out again, so he's not pitting this time round. Martin with another penalty could come in crucial towards the end of the race.
Will we see Johners pit this time around? I think he needs to if he has a chance of getting a podium this race. The undercut on Owen could work as well, maybe, if he's fast enough. He stays out. You did say tyre wear wasn't that bad though, didn't you? Around this track.
It does, but the amount of time that Jonas is losing, surely he has to pit soon. Surely the new tyres can't be. Can they not get to the end?
They should surely do better. RoboJeep is all over the back of Risky Racer now. Both drivers have penalties. Both drivers have damage. RoboJeep has damage, sorry. Jack, I don't know how he's not been disqualified yet. He's had about 50 times his name's popped up in the bottom of my screen, to be fair. But here comes RoboJeep now. Maybe looking for a move down the inside. Too far back this time, I think. Oh,
Risky Racer though, a bit loses it, and now a chance for RoboJeep to take the place up the hill, and he's going to do it. I think he has. Fantastic.
Lovely move from RoboJeep. As now Risky Racer actually will be on pole for the next race.
Wow, fantastic. So it's not all bad for Risky.
Khalifa is all over the back of Alistair now. Surely this move will be getting done. Alistair.
Owen pits.
Owen pits, does he? Yes, he does.
From the front, Owen into the pit stop. So where will he rejoin? We think it's going to be very close between him and Aiden. Jonas
Aiden is the one to watch here.
Can Jonas also pit this time around? Surely it has to be time. He's losing too much time out there. And look at him locking up into the final corner. He has to pit, and he does pit. Jonas now calling for new tyres.
Owen is going to be okay. Owen's ahead of Aiden by a mile. The whole straight, Owen is ahead. That is a country mile gap. Aiden is just coming around the final corner. Owen is in the lead for a podium here.
Jonas is having a change of front wing, so maybe that's why he was struggling. Maybe that's why he was going so slow towards the end.
And he is going to be miles behind Aiden.
Wing, he is.
And he's going to get overtaken by Martin.
8th position, I think.
Yeah, he is. He's going to go down. And Alistair and Khalifa are going to be all over the back of Johners here. They will be coming in. You can see them there. This is going to be a good battle between the 6th to 8th.
And Khalifa will crucially want that 8th place. He knows if he finishes here, he starts 9th for the next race. If he gets one more place, he starts 1st for the next race. So this one position is such a big difference. So we're going to see a tasty fight between these two. A crucial fight to watch.
Owen is 14.4 behind Phil. If he can get that gap to 11, which is a kind of hard, not 11, down 11 seconds, sorry, which is a hard ask, he would be on for a 2nd place finish. And I believe there's pink tyres on that car?
I think you're right. And Jonas is struggling through the tunnel section, and Risky, Khalifa, now has a real chance.
Aiden, penalty.
To overtake his rival.
Knighton is out of the race. He's done it.
Oh,
contact.
They make contact. Jonas closed the door very late.
Both have 5-second penalties. Alistair will be pulled for the sprint race. If he can keep that gap down.
A chance to take them both.
Alistair will have if he can keep that gap. Risky Racer has been overtaken by RoboJeep again, and Johnner's another penalty, so Alistair will definitely overtake him now.
6th, 7th, 8th and 9th are separated by just 3 seconds. It's really close here. All of these drivers wanting the extra points, but also the reward of 8th. So, Risky Racer struggling.
Inverness Fan will finish in first
well,
position.
Not if he gets time penalties, he won't.
No, sorry. Oh, he's just got a penalty. That's his race for pole over.
Oh, Khalifa taps the back of Risky.
That's close, very close.
And John is getting racy behind. Khalifa goes for the move inside, breaks late, but takes the place, and John is back into P8. RoboJeep somehow still in 6th.
Risky Racer trying to go down the inside. Great driving. Risky Racer gets another 3-second time penalty, so I believe that is that race over. Maybe not on track.
Man controls this race.
Position.
A 4.5 second battle. Owen should be safe for 3rd. He's not going to get enough on field to take that place off him, but it's all happening for 7th, 8th,
and
9th,
Aiden does have a penalty as well. That is some drive from Owen. Owen has just gone round the first corner as Aiden is just coming round the final. When Aiden pit, there was a 5-second gap. That is some drive from Owen.
Indeed it
Risky
was.
Racer's in the wall.
Backhand. Oh, and now Jonas has a chance to take another place.
He has been doing that all night. Risky Racer in the wall again, and Jonas surely this time. Inverness Fan gets another penalty.
With DRS assistance for Jonas, surely he's going to take P7 off Risky. Will he go from you up the inside?
Too
Doesn't
far
necessarily
back.
need to risk it.
Too far back.
But when Risky's back out like that again in that same corner, Jonas will take the position this time. Into P6, sorry, P7.
Johnner's ahead into Casino Square. Now he needs to chase down RoboJeep.
Looking good for Jonas.
So right now, Dan the man, who I believe got this bonus points for pole, will get the bonus point. Will get the bonus point for fastest lap as well.
That'll be the... Oh, Risky's lost it! Huge crash! I got a perfect view from behind on Khalifa. He just lost the back end by himself. I went into the wall and smashed it. Perfect view. Khalifa couldn't believe his luck, and Risky drops down to P9.
Alistair. Oh, that's a pretty risky move. I think Risky moves out the way there though on him. So Risky, no front wing, is definitely going off the box again. Johners is all over the back of RoboJeep. Car number 2 versus car number... I can't see in Chopper Cam.
I do love Chopper Cam.
16.
Big fan.
It's a lovely around the swimming pool section, to be fair. But here comes Johners now.
Only 2 seconds off Martin in 5th, by the way.
Martin has a penalty as well. So
you can see Martin up on the road.
I think they all have penalties though, so I think Martin will be safe unless he's overtaken on track.
Yeah.
Khalifa looking pretty racy behind him as well, trying to catch this pack. Risky is out of the Grand Prix. Jack Pearson pitting again for the 4th time. Every time I look at the board, his name is either in the pits or he's got a penalty today. Just like last week.
Classic. John is almost pushing RoboJeep around the corner. He wants that place. And Martin's struggling with huge damage ahead. In 5th position, John is looking racy. He wants these 2 places. He can see them. He'll want those 4 extra championship points.
Khalifa does have a 5-second penalty, so I'm not too sure if he'll be able to overtake these guys on penalty points.
Oh, RoboJeep went wide, racing Martin. That gives Jonas a chance behind the pair of them.
Jack Pearson has cut the corner, exiting the pit.
Yeah, I think let's just ignore those corner cut penalties. There's too many of them. Everyone's getting them. Jonas all over the back of RoboJeep, all over the back of Martin. Jonas looking for a Leclerc move, very risky.
I think he's got him.
Is it going to work?
I think he's got him. Oh, contact
Jonas! It's his own fault. I don't know what he was trying there.
Yeah,
he was very risky. He dropped himself back down to 9th place. Jonas did not need to make that move, but Jonas, we know it's the same with him. He loses his head, he loses his cool, he tries silly things and it doesn't work, and he's down to 9th. Jonas, what have you done?
Alistair is in prime position for pole for the sprint race. If you want to start somewhere at Monaco, it is pole position. Can't we see him win an F2 race before a TGP2 race?
Well, Alistair looking very good. Of course, Softy is joining us. Championship leader is joining us for the sprint race. But he will
Yes.
start 15th on the grid, so it'll be very interesting to see how that works.
I seen
for
his
him.
name
No
pop
pit stops,
up
of
on the
course.
bot. Oh, someone's round. Robo-Jeep's round. Khalifa is
Oh
getting...
no! And
Khalifa's...
Alistair takes another place. Robojeep will drop, I think, behind Jonas as well, will he? No, Jonas just about comes out behind, but Robojeep's got damage.
Khalifa cannot believe his luck here tonight. He's keeping it on the road and he's gaining positions. And he's chasing down Martin. As I say that, he loses the back end and almost DNFs in the Grand Prix.
Well, Jonas now just a second off Robojeep. Can he take that 8th position? Now 8th position, the most coveted one, apart from the top 3 places here in the feature race. Down the man, in control, now just with a couple more laps to go. He's looking good for 25 extra championship points. He'll be a total of 31 as things stand.
All over the back of Robojeep as he goes down and he's...
Oh, Jonas!
That is pure form from Jonas. Robojeep pits though. And Jonas
reminds me of Charles
out.
Leclerc this year, trying too much. But he somehow takes P8.
Khalifa is catching Martin at the rate of naught right now. It's down to 7/10 the gap. It's the closest battle on track. Khalifa has stopped twice, so it is quite shocking that he is up there in the running for 5th. As he's got him, I think, round the outside maybe. Oh no. Owen, not Owen, I've done it again. Martin places the car perfectly. Jesus. I haven't done it all race.
Oh! Khalifa loses in the tunnel!
Khalifa's in the wall.
Huge crash! He just lost the back end and into the wall he went, and that's breathing space for mine. Oh, he didn't bin that, I don't know.
He's got damage as well, so I think that is that battle over. But one man we haven't talked about who has been extremely quick is Dan the Man going into the tunnel section now. It's been some drive from him.
It really has. Dan the Man has put on an entertaining pace up front. He's absolutely blistered the opposition. Looking good for 25 points to the win. It'll be his first race win of the season, the 3rd different driver to win a race this season, and obviously 8th place start for the sprint race as things stand. Dan the Man, controlled, lovely, executed drive.
Another one that's done brilliant today is Owen. Started down the order a wee bit, but managed, I don't know how he's done it. It was a great drive, led for about 10 laps, and is now up into P3, and he is a mile ahead of Aiden when Aiden was 5 seconds ahead when he pit. Owen is now 21.8 ahead of Aiden. Excellent from Owen.
Very good drive from Owen, I have to say.
Got
Very
yellow.
solid drive. The front 3 have been excellent. Of course, Phil will have a time penalty, but won't drop the position. He's far enough ahead of Owen to keep on a second.
Khalifa's got no front wing. He's obviously connected the wall somewhere yet again. Obviously on the last lap, won't mind too much. He could probably go to the end. Although Inverness fans actually going to overtake him by the time penalty stamps, I believe. I think Khalifa's got 8 seconds worth, so I think if Inverness fan can get that gap down to 2 seconds, which he should be able to do, he will move up into P6.
Well, Dan the Man coming up to the final sector now.
Lovely
What can you say
chopper
about this
cam
guy?
from the swimming pool section. He got pole
You love to see
position.
it.
He got pole position, has led every single lap. I believe has got the fastest lap as well. He has dominated a race we did not expect him to dominate. 21 laps, and Dan the Man wins in Monaco. He's got a bit of a wait before Phil will get there as well. And then you've got the whole section before Owen will get there. But brilliant drive from Dan the Man. 31 points coming his way.
Excellent drive from Dan, and that puts him right now on the tail of Softy in the championship, and of course starts ahead of Softy in the sprint race. He's 4 points behind his closest challenger now.
Well,
Owen does take P3. Fantastic for him. His first podium of the season.
Aiden coming around the final corner. He'll be a bit disappointed being up in 3rd. Could have maybe pushed, but just didn't have the traction or anything at all in this race as we were on him, losing the back end all the time. Martin will be pretty happy with 5th after qualifying. Khalifa will probably be the happiest man, finishing 7th because of his no front wing, obviously, for 2 laps and 2 pit stops to be still in the top 6 on track. Pretty good if you ask me.
Not bad at all.
I think actually Alistair's run out of fuel, so Alistair will not jump Khalifa because he's run out of fuel.
Alistair. But if Jonas can get him, will he choose to overtake him? Because obviously 8th position gets the reverse pole, and Jonas does finish 8th.
Alistair would have had P6 if he had gotten over the line. But losing
I'm not sure
the
he'll
fuel...
be too disappointed with the front row start.
Yes, there is that. Maybe that was planned. Softy obviously picked up 8 positions last week to win the sprint race. He's going to have to pick up 14 tonight. At Monaco, I do not believe that is possible. But it is Softy, so we'll have to wait and see. But there is your winner, Dan the man. He's going to be happy with that one, isn't he, Dom?
Fantastic drive from Dan the man. I think the only driver not to get a time penalty in that one. Fully deserved. 31 points in total. Absolutely fantastic result for him. And as I said, now just 4 points behind Softy in the championship. Looking good for Dan.
So we will move on to the sprint race right now, straight away. I'm not sure how many laps this one will be. But as you can see,
12.
everyone gets time penalties except the winner, Dan the man. He was elite today, the class above. No one was near him. And we'll choose to ignore the fact someone got 23-second time penalty.
I'm going to guess it's Jack Pearson.
Yeah.
Let's gloss over that.
Luca is going to be looking to make up for that devastation. He went straight on at turn 1. Not what you'd expect from a former TGP champion, if you ask me.
I have to agree.
But so, who is your favourite for this race? You think Johners on pole should get the win, really?
Well, I think Jonas has to be the favourite going into this. He's not slow. He had a few incidents in that feature race, but he's got the pace. He's a former champion in TGP1, a 2-time champion, and I think Jonas has to be the favourite from pole. Of course, he starts alongside him, I think, with Alistair, Robojeep and Khalifa just behind.
Going to be an interesting first couple of laps.
But let's not discount Dan. Dan's pace was so dominant. I think even starting 8th, he could be one to watch in this sprint race.
I said this about Softy last week and he won, but I think Monaco will be really hard to take 7 cars out of the Grand Prix and win the race.
Quick update on the championship standings. So it is Softy who leads 87, Dan 4 behind on 83, very close for 3rd and 4th as well, and Martin 55 in 3rd, Aiden 54 in 4th. So the top 4 very close.
Dan could actually be leading tonight if he gets a high enough points finish. And we have 5 red lights. And away we go. Johners has got a lot of wheel spin off the start there. But he will lead. Alistair's vulnerable to Khalifa. Down the inside goes Khalifa. And he doesn't get the move done. But Martin looking racy behind Khalifa.
And Softy's gained 3 places too, crucially off the line. Good start for Softy.
Yes, he is up ahead of Luca already. So it is Johners from Alistair, from Khalifa, from Martin, from Owen. It is not good them two being so close together. I definitely think someone should get in the way for my sake. And someone's lost it at the back. Oh, there's contact. Someone's on top of someone on my screen. Nice lad.
I think it's Softy.
Yeah, Softy's down a position.
Softy was riding someone.
Yeah.
It's obviously been a while for him. Getting a bit
Khalifa.
impatient. And he thought he'd ride. Oh, and Jack Pearson and Nian making a bit of contact allows Softy to go up to P10. Here's Jack helping out his former friend there.
And my leaderboard is all over the place as it says Senna is winning the race in the pits.
Yep, that's what that is. So Dan the Man and Softy, 10th and 11th, 1st and 2nd in the championship. Dan the Man up the inside of Risky, very risky. And Dan the Man stays 10th for now.
Yeah, so where has he dropped Dropped 2 positions off the start. Khalifa is looking
You can
very
see
racy all over the back of Inverness fan.
So,
And my grid is still all over the place. It's sorting itself out now that Senna is getting overtaken. I'm not sure what is going on here, but Cody's thanks very much.
down the man is going to try another risky move. On risky into turn 1, it's very risky, and down the man riskily almost gets through, but riskily loses the back end, and now risky has a chance to make it not so risky. And risky, oh, they make contact, very risky.
I think Dan's going to get him. He does.
Around the outside of risky.
Risky squeezes Softy. Risky squeeze Softy.
Oh, very
here.
risky from risky. Risky goes wide, and Softy riskily takes the position. P9 is his.
Aiden is all over the back
risky
of Phil
almost head for a move
Bardwell.
again.
Owen is pushing Aiden as Aiden is
Risky
pushing
has made a
Owen.
risky move on Softy, and he's got back through. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Championship Leader Softy is getting very risky with Risky, and Risky is down to 10th.
Risky's losing in our position.
Jack Pearson.
Pearson.
Very risky from Jack. Very risky, and Risky has lost it. Very risky from him.
Here's Khalifa though, all over the back of Alistair. Johners is 2 seconds down the road. I believe he is going to win this race. Luca has overtaken Speed Knighton, but we're focusing on this battle right now.
Aiden on Owen, Owen on Martin. Martin all over Khalifa, Khalifa all over here. Alistair, great battle for second downwards. Johners, this is allowing him to make that gap I said could happen. 2 seconds clear after 2 laps. Whoa! We've got yellow flags for something. I'm not quite sure what.
Oh,
Jonas had some
contact
new
in the
fastest
last
lap of
corner.
race.
Jack Pearson
It
has
is, but
lost
guess
that
who it is?
end
It's Risky. Very
Yeah.
risky from Risky.
We
And
really
Risky
need-
takes back P10.
We really need Risky to start pulling away or just DNF, like right now.
Oh, Jack Pearson loses it, turn 1.
Alistair is struggling. Khalifa here all over the back.
Look at this battle. The 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. I think it's 2nd now and 7th in fact.
Phil
Look at
down
them,
the
they're all
inside
so
of the
close.
chicane. Phil went
He was
for
all
it
about
there.
it, didn't he?
He backs out.
This is allowing Jonas to build a lead. Softy is behind his championship rival down the man. As things stand, the gap would be down to just 2 points. And it would go down, and in fact, down the man with the fastest lap would go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think Dan the Man does have the fastest lap. So Dan the Man will move into the lead tonight. If things stay
Cleveland's going to go for a move on Alistair, I think, here. Oh, they're getting very close. Will we see a movement in turn 1?
Risky's got a penalty. They're very
It's a bit
close.
risky from Risky.
Car 21 and car 11 having a good scrap.
Here we go, second on thirds. You can see how close Khalifa is getting, but unfortunately for him,
The dirty
he's
air
just
of that
too
corner.
far ahead.
The dirty air of that corner is really bad. I don't think it will allow Khalifa
Aiden's
to
going
enter.
side by side with Phil into turn 1 as Softy takes the fastest lap, and Phil has taken Aiden. I think no, still Aiden, still side by side. Those two.
I think Phil's going to get this round the outside. We'll go on board with Aiden. Aiden breaks the later and he's contact made
Very
between
nice. Aiden. No, sorry, I didn't see the contact. There was no contact on my screen. Aiden went through, just about avoiding
May have
instant, but
been.
of course different spectator cameras. So
It may have been Aiden's. I was on board with Aiden. Maybe it looked like Aiden broke really late, but maybe not.
well, it's still very close here from second downwards.
3rd to 8th, there is a blanket could be thrown over all of them.
Oh, Khalifa has made a mistake through the tunnel. That's going to
Here
have
comes
Martin. Is he going to try
Martin.
and move into the tunnel?
He's going to go
He's
down.
going to go ahead
Owen
temporarily,
as well.
but with the outside line.
Oof.
Oh, is it going to work? Who's going to
He's
run out of
gone.
room? They both
He's
made
gone.
it through. Fantastic stuff.
Owen as well. Look
Martin's
at
P3.
Owen.
Look at the train behind. There's about 5-6
Look
cars.
at Owen's got him. Owen's got Khalifa. And now the
Dan the man
teammates.
all over Phil, Softy all over Dan, and keep an eye on 8th and 9th, of course, championship, first and
crazy.
second.
Johners is going to be
Will Softy try and move on
happy.
Dan? Oh, as Khalifa pits. Of course, don't need to pit in this race, so
He did have a
Lucky
lot
is
of front
everyone
wing
behind, and
damage.
that's
He
nice.
did have a lot of damage.
can Dan take Softy? Sorry, Phil into turn 1. Aiden, you can see
The one
struggling
to
ahead.
watch.
Does he
Here
have
comes
damage now?
Owen on Martin. This is not good for my health. These two battling. Round Casino Square. Dan the man is all over the back of Phil, but this is for the final podium position. I believe Martin is going to keep that position.
And Dan
Softy,
almost pushing Phil around the corner.
Softy locks up and almost went straight into the back of Dan the Man there.
You don't want to see that.
Side by side, here come Owen and Martin.
Oh,
Just before the tunnel.
Gonna get it, is he?
No, I think Owen's going to get him on traction.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Owen's got him on traction.
And how can Aiden put a move on, maybe even the pair of them into the chicane?
Yeah,
Probably not both. He's going to break a little later and around the outside of Martin. Very nicely done from Aiden. Very clean move.
He's going to get him.
Aiden with a fantastic opportunistic pass.
And
Take
Phil
P3.
is looking very racy and wanting past as well.
Nyum, 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 nyum. Oh, spectate cameras through that section is beautiful.
Yeah, it sure is. Phil is looking
Softy on
very
Dan.
racy.
Oh, every time in that corner, Softy thinks about it, but just about locks up and breaks out of it.
Softy seems to be locking up quite a lot round this track, but this time, will he move down the inside? I think he's too far back. Yep, he doesn't even try the move that time. But here comes Phil now, desperate to get past Martin. He is very close this time. Round we go for Casino Square for the 6th time in this race. And it's just too far back for a move. Aiden is all over the back of Owen here. Can we see a move for the final podium position at the exit of the tunnel? Can he get a good run? He's going to be too far back this time, Aiden. Although he was this far back last time I went for the move, but definitely too far back this time. Softy is all over the back of Dan the Man as well. Phil, as you can see in front, Phil round the inside. Doesn't get it on Martin. These guys are so close, and chopper cam on them 4 cars going through the swimming pool section is outstanding. But here comes Aiden. If he can get a good run out the final corner, can he get that final podium? He will not be happy with the featured race getting beat by Owen. DRS is open. He's too far back this time. Can we see any other people going for a move? No, Aiden's got a penalty, so that rules him out of getting a podium position at the moment. Phil has been stuck behind Martin for a few laps now, and you'd think he would want to get this move done sooner rather than later. Khalifa sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but he will
Done
not
a man
get
on Phil.
Oh yeah, I've seen it just there.
Trying up the inside of the hairpin. That's going to allow Softy now to have a move on Dan. Softy tries to move on Dan on the inside. They make contact. Softy's going for it. Oh,
Softy's going to get him.
Between these two.
Dan's pushing him into the wall. There, sideways is Softy. That was pretty nasty from Dan the Man, if you ask me. But Phil in front looked for it, but didn't. If you ask me, that was pretty nasty from Dan the Man.
Well, I think Softy was trying a move that was never really going to work, so I can feel why Dan would be a bit frustrated with that one.
Sorry to interrupt, but Owen and Aiden are all over the back of Aiden's younger brother Alistair here, going on to the start-finish straight. Can we see a move for 2nd place? Johners is long gone. I don't think Owen is going to be close enough this time, but I do believe that move will do it. And here comes Phil, round the outside maybe this time on Martin. No, will not get. Phil gets a penalty, so that puts the battle for that one out of the picture. And look at this, Dom. Dan has been fighting so hard with Softy. Robo Jeep is within a second now.
Indeed he is. Robo Jeep
He's caught
caught very nicely on
massively.
this back. In the future we've got got a move here for Martin and Phil, I think it is. Go wheel to wheel, side by side.
Martin keeps
Martin
the position.
into P5. Yes, remains in that 5th place.
Owen
also close to Alistair now.
Yeah, he's having a bit of inconsistency. That gap was down to 3 tenths. It's back up to a second now. Alistair seems to be struggling around Monaco. Doesn't have much pace here. But Phil is all over the back of Martin coming in to the final sector. This group of cars is very... And here we go. Looked for it again down that corner. I think he's trying to spook Martin going into the swimming pool section. Yellow flag in sector 3. I don't think it's anyone important. The one to watch here is Softy locks up them two front tyres yet again. Can he get a good exit? He's going to get a triple toe. And here comes Owen now, right on the chuff of Inverness Fan. Inverness Fan loses the back end. Owen moves to the left hand side. Alistair cuts him off though into Casino Square. You just can't catch your breath. Owen looks down
Really
the inside. He can't quite get it. Alistair must have lost it on the exit. Aiden is right up there too. Obviously has a penalty. And this is just extremely close racing. Extremely close. Let's just keep it clean. Alistair looks to be okay out of the tunnel. I think Owen is too far back for a move. Phil this time, is he any closer for a move on Martin? Softy locks up yet again. He must be struggling a lot. And here comes Owen now. He's right on the chuff again, but he loses the back end. And that's allowed Aiden. He's literally pushing him through swimming pool and into Raskas. Oh, he looked round the outside. That would have been really dangerous. Not safe if you ask me. Alistair though will be very happy with a podium as it stands. Softy seems to be dropping behind Dan. The gap seems to be getting a wee bit bigger. There's not many battles, it's just people following each other through. As Phil
it's all
closes...
behind Alistair, isn't it? John is now 8 seconds clear, but then there's
Phil,
less than
this is the lap. Is
else.
this the time Phil can make the move? Martin plants the car beautifully.
Oh, Phil takes the position. P5 it is.
That was a random move. I wasn't expecting that. As Martin gets a penalty and loses the back end. So Dan the Man and Softy will be looking to make this move.
Softy on Dan. The gap's a 10th. We also go for a move. Up the inside. He is going to go for it. Oh, and Dan goes wide though and hits the back of Martin. And Dan picks up a penalty. It's the last thing Dan wanted to do.
So Softy
being patient, and Martin unfortunately for him was in the way.
Softy doesn't need to overtake him now. Aiden's in the wall. He's managed to save it though. He was in the wall at Rascast there. As Owen is all over the back of Alistair going on to turn 1. The DRS is open. Will we see a move now? It looks like he will. Alistair doesn't go defensive, but breaks early, forcing Owen to break.
Softy's overtaken Dan and takes P7. Championship leader.
But here comes Dan back down the inside. Back down the inside.
They make contact.
Softy's going to get the move done though. And here comes Robo Jeep. Trying to prey on this incident. Can't quite get the move. Dan's back ahead of Softy though.
Yeah, so Softy I think let Dan back through again because I think he maybe felt it was an illegal overtake, so Dan the Man back ahead of Softy.
Oh, Alistair says brother. He's in the wall.
Oh, going to be violence in the household of the Griffins.
Phil is overtaken Alistair as well. It's a disaster for Alistair. So Owen is up into P2.
Let's pray that Alistair does not get hit by his brother.
Oh, Alistair can fend for himself in that house. Don't get that wrong. Softy all over the back now. Softy doesn't have to overtake Dan the Man though, remember. Dan has a penalty. So Softy can just accept the tow and just sit there. And he does have the fastest lap as well, so he will gain extra points.
Looking good then for Softy.
Khalifa is all over the back of Luca Giapelli coming out of the chicane. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. It is 5 tenths. Luca's in the wall there, manages to save it a wee bit. He's going really slow as he gets a penalty. And Dan the Man is all over the back of Martin though. The two ARTs have learned the team names this weekend. It's not the teammates, it's the ARTs. Down round Casino Square. And they've actually caught right up to the back of Alistair here. So Alistair could drop even more positions.
how Alistair kept on for second for so long.
Down
I don't know, but
inside,
Dan goes for
down
move on
inside.
Martin. Teammates. And Dan takes the place.
Both have penalties actually.
Now
So
Softy go for move on Martin.
Softy will jump both these guys.
He's going to get Martin anyway, I think.
Yeah, he is.
Side by side on the
He's
tunnel.
lost the
Softy almost
back end,
loses
he's
it, and that
lost-
allows
he's
Martin to
lost
go
the
back
back end.
through again.
Is Senna in this race?
Softy will go for the inside.
Oh yeah, down his double lock up. It kind of pushes him wide.
Nice
a wee bit.
move from Softy. You know, but
Martin's
Martin
gone.
somehow stays ahead.
I think that was off the track a wee bit. Phil is all
Over.
over
Softy will report that.
the back of Aiden. Alistair gets a penalty. So Softy is going to be up into 5th after this race is complete. As it stands. Great drive, gaining 10 positions from Softy. And he might, if he can, jump Aiden as well. Because Aiden has a penalty, I believe. But Phil, here we go. Now, up the hill, going to Casino Square. Dan the man has overtaken Inverness Fan, but we're concentrating on the battle for the podium. Phil is literally pushing Aiden through this section. Aiden will go defensive and keeps the position. Softy and
Softy
Martin
goes side by side as well for 7th and 8th.
Softy's gonna get him, I think. Oh, he's kind of pushed Softy
back
into the
end,
wall
going
there.
in the back end went on Martin and he almost spun into Softy, not intentionally, but Martin almost
Another
went into him and
walk-up.
Softy takes the position.
Someone's lost a bit of carbon fibre there. Phil all over the back of Aiden. Two friends. Aiden obviously has the penalty and will not finish ahead of Phil. But Phil would love to get this move done on track, wouldn't he?
He would love to get it done. To take an at P3 of Softy. Now getting up to Inverness Fan 94.
He's
You
got
can see
it
Dan
past Martin.
starting to pull ahead of Alistair, so Softy has to get through quickly. 2 laps to go.
Yes, Softy will not jump down the man anymore. The time gap is big enough for Dan to
Here's
stay
Softy though,
ahead.
he's got a great chance here. If he doesn't get him here, he'll be surely into turn 1. Alistair's really strong out there, and Softy, one of the best overtakers of the game, surely into P1. Sorry, turn 1 will take the position, but he's a back end out again, and he's not going to be close enough.
I really think the dirty air off that corner is horrible. But Phil still all over the back of Aiden.
Softy takes Alistair.
Oh, late move. Brilliant move. I've just caught the end of that. Brilliant from Softy. So he needs to catch Dan by 1.8 seconds to finish 5th. In 2 laps, I think that will be a very... And Martin, if you see in the background there, has taken Alistair. Up into P7. Alistair's in the wall!
It's the wall. But Phil, right behind Aiden.
Yeah, he's desperate to get this move done on track, isn't he? They've caught Owen as well, so Phil could be on for P2 here. He looked down the inside there, Phil. He's done that a lot, looked down the inside on that corner. Aiden gets another penalty.
Oh, Aiden.
It's not been a great night from him.
Aiden all the back over Owen. You can see how close he is. These three are so close, and Softy is going to get close enough to Dan to jump him.
Yeah, he is. And Alistair, what are you doing? Martin gets a penalty, so Alistair would have finished 7th. And the next corner, Alistair gets a penalty, so it doesn't matter. And here we go. Phil now is looking really racy, but Owen as well lost a lot of time to Aiden.
This could go anywhere, couldn't it? Could be anyone's.
Yeah, this could be. Phil could get second on the final lap here. Inverness Fan and Robojeep having a scrap down the hill. They've made contact, they're both going slow. But they're all pushing each other through this final, the final time through the section. As we go on to the tunnel.
Also, worth to point out that Softy could take the fastest lap this time because for the first time in this race got clean air.
I think has he not got the fastest
So
lap?
he got it again. I think Khalifa took it back at one moment, but maybe Softy retook it again.
Maybe, I think it was Khalifa.
Oh! Is that a back marker? Yeah, I think they all took a back marker. He was off the circuit.
Risky racer there. But
Ah.
the sprint race started on pole. He probably should have done better than 8th in the featured race, but he won't care. He wins the sprint race. Johners, Monaco sprint race champion. Owen is going to come home in second position. Aiden will finish third on track, but he will finish fourth after time penalties.
And Dan the man, I think, is going to lose out to Softy. Softy is just 2.2 behind, so he will take the place back from Dan. He'll take fifth, crucially, in the race. And
no, he doesn't.
A point swing. No, Softy had a penalty too.
Softy doesn't.
You're not wrong.
Softy must have got a penalty somewhere. We must not have seen that. But yeah, so Dan the man will be 2 points behind in the championship tonight.
Well, it depends on the fastest lap. Who took the fastest lap?
Khalifa is the fastest lap winner.
So the point then, yeah, the gap will be down to 2 points in Softy's favour.
We're just waiting for Speed Knighton now. He's just come out the tunnel to finish this race off. But Johners, he will be a happy man tonight, winning the sprint race. So is that 4 different winners in 3 weeks, Dom?
Yes, that's Johners becomes our fourth different winner, along with Softy, X-Dan, and Dan the man. So great result for Jonas tonight in the sprint race. Take on those 15 points, a total of 20 tonight. So a good night in Monaco.
One man that will be bitterly disappointed is Aidan Griffins. 2 podiums were on for him today, but sadly it's only 24 points. From Speed Knighton finally finishes the Grand Prix.
And Khalifa was in the top 10. Of course, you have to be in the top 10 to actually get the fastest lap points, otherwise it goes to the fastest driver from the top 10, which would have been Softy. He was next quickest, but Khalifa did finish 8th and does take the 2 points.
Khalifa will be disappointed tonight. He was a good racer, just seemed to be down the order a lot, obviously pitting a lap earlier in the featured race than he should have, in my opinion. But if I was Khalifa, I'd be bitterly disappointed.
Very clean.
Owen was probably driver of the night. Just perfect performances. Obviously Dan was extremely quick the first race, but Owen was consistent in both races, wasn't he, Dom?
Oh, and absolutely fantastic results for him tonight. 27 points in total. Only Dan the man can better that. Fantastic for him. Great to see him pick up 2 podiums, his first 2 podiums of the season. And in the end, only 5 seconds off Jonas.
So your final
close to that first race win.
Results. Johners wins the Grand Prix with Owen and Phil rounding out the podium. Aiden down in 4th, Dan the man and Softy 5th and 6th. Martin and Khalifa 7th and 8th. Robojeep and Alistair started 2nd, down in 10th. And then Speed Knighton, Risky Racer, Giapelli and Red Bull Kim also down in 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th. Jack DNFing. Unlucky night for him. So where are we off to next week, Dom?
Well, we're off to Austria next, so it should be another entertaining night. As the championship now, just 2 points separates the front two.
It'll be a feisty race there, lots of overtakes, unlike tonight where the cars were just following each other through. But Austria will be fun. Tune in next Tuesday when we see you. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, Dom, for joining me. We'll see you all next week.